levels. I'm a champion of D&D. MC Escher, that's my favorite MC.
Hey, welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show as we are getting ready to roll into the 8 o'clock hour. We won't be hearing from Elizabeth today from Main Street. They had their big event over the weekend, so we'll be hearing from her again here in a couple of weeks when we get ready for the big Halloween shindig in downtown Artesia, Trick or Treat Artesia, which will be coming up on 29th of October, which is the Saturday before Halloween. And let's see. So that's what we're doing. I'm looking at batteries and chargers and stuff like that. We've had a few devices that have worn out, and so we've needed to go and get some replacement parts for them. Anyway, so we're going to continue our chat with the barking guy. Let's go ahead and do that right now since he's sitting there waiting patiently to come on the radio and chat with us. And welcome back, barking guy.
Hey, thank you, Jane.
And
you just reminded me.
Yes.
I have to get candy for Trick or Treat Main Street.
That's right. That's coming up here in a few weeks.
We used to have a box here.
I'm sorry?
We used to have a box.
Well, Elizabeth said we should get a box, and I'm looking forward to getting a box, but I think we can find a box if we need to have a box. We've been a drop-off location before, and when I was walking through the big box store Sunday, I walked right past all the candy, and if there had been a sack of Smarties right there easy for me to grab while I walked by, I would have done that, but I didn't see any Smarties on that aisle. I'm sure they're there. They just weren't on that aisle. That's my favorite Halloween candy. I'm sorry. Do you have a favorite Halloween candy, barking guy?
Not really. I like them all.
Yeah. It's hard to turn down candy of all kinds. So I don't know if I like it's almost like a dry brittle, not peanut brittle, but it's like a dry brittle candy bar. I forget what that one's called.
Yeah. I think I know what you mean. It's peanut.
It peanut something or other, but I'm not a big fan of that. And but we were at the soccer game Saturday, and Jeffrey wanted a Reese's deal, and I wanted a Milky Way. And I didn't realize that they changed the color of the wrapping on the Milky Way. It's been so long since I bought a Milky Way. So she handed me a Milky Way, and I thought, well, I asked for a Milky Way. I didn't ask for a Snicker. But I didn't say anything because I was happy to have a candy bar. And then I got back and I said, no, it is a Milky Way. So, I got what I ordered, but I just didn't realize they'd changed the packaging on it. And I'm sure they did that a long time ago. You said something interesting in the last segment. You said the power went out.
Yes.
And you had no internet. And so you didn't have TV. And I thought, yeah, and I thought, well, of course you had TV. The signals are flying through the air. You just needed some kind of device to grab them and present them to you on a screen. Have we reached the point where, as far as television is concerned, they might as well just turn the darn transmitters off?
I don't know, but what I do know is that both the television and the computer and the phone system at the retirement community that my dad lives in is all connected to the internet.
Sure.
And when the power went back up, they didn't have internet. But when I left Saturday morning, it was coming back up.
Mm-hmm.
And he got the TV up, and he got and the phone is up.
Yeah. That just boggles my mind. That shows how old I am.
Yeah.
Because radio and TV invest tons of money. I mean, I've seen hurricane strength guy wire systems on tall towers. And I'm sure they have those down in Florida. I saw the ones down on the Gulf Coast, Corpus Christi. And they're big pulley and tension systems that are on these tower guy wire systems that enable the towers to flex during those high winds associated with hurricanes. So they invest in those, and they're not cheap. They invest in transmitters and backup transmitters. They invest in power to power their television stations so that when the power goes out where you live, the TV station is transmitting a signal over the air. And it just boggles my mind that that many people, you're not alone, but many people do not have the ability to turn on a television and hook it up to an antenna. And any of your modern flat panel TVs have built-in tuners. So if you have a flat panel TV that you bought, even the ones that the people ripped off at the big box store recently, if you hook it up to an antenna, it will pull in over-the-air signals. You have the capability to do that. And I'm wondering, as part of a safety kit or an emergency kit, if maybe folks shouldn't go either online or go to the big box stores and order a portable antenna. Don't have to have it hooked up all the time, but have it with you so that when the power goes out and the internet goes out, you go over to the junk drawer, you open up the junk drawer, you pull out the rabbit ears antenna, and you hook it up to your flat panel TV, scan the channels, and boom, you've got a TV station or two that you can watch so that you can stay up to date and informed on what's going on in the event of a disaster, whether it's a hurricane, like if you're in the coastal area, earthquakes, or tornadoes if you're up in the Midwest. Does that sound like a reasonable thing to do?
Sure it is.
So, given what
I'll talk to Dad about it.
Given what you've experienced, battery-powered radio, exactly, and then some kind of just an antenna, a little portable antenna that you can take out of the box and set up and plug it back into the TV set. Because again, all TV monitors, not computer monitors, but all TVs have the capability of hooking them up to an antenna and pulling in over-the-air signals to be watched on your big screen monitor. I guess it's those components why Linda can't accept them at the e-waste recycling event, because whatever that mechanism is, that tuner mechanism is, renders them to where she can't accept them for recycling. But if you look on the back of your TV and there's a silver connector that has threads on it with one hole in the middle, that is where you hook up a TV antenna. You screw it into that, hook it up to your TV antenna. Make sure the TV antenna that you get, sometimes they're powered. Well, if you got power for the TV, then you got power for the antenna. But if you got a battery-powered type thing, or maybe a little generator that you're using to generate power so you can charge your phones and run things like a TV or whatever, then it can power your little antenna. That's just something I think would be a good idea for folks to down in the coastal areas like that. So anyway, let's get into the Barking Guy Report. Fortunately, we didn't keep you up too late watching the football game on Friday night, did we?
Nope.
We were done at the half.
Yes, we were.
Again.
We'll get into that. Football, we got Lovington 49, JVB 14. Artesia 51, Santa Teresa nothing. It was lights out on the first play. 84-yard starburst kickoff return by Matthew Seiss. A lot of dogs got in on the act, catching touchdown passes, including Jesse LaRock, Peyton Greyhouse, Caden Joy, Jathan Duran, and Caden Solomon. And they had a run for a touchdown by Frankie Galindo and a safety, and that's our point production for that game. Way to go, dogs. Arf! Boys soccer, Goddard 3, Artesia 2 in overtime. Lovington 2, Artesia 0. Lovington 4, JV 1. Girls soccer, Ruidoso 3, Artesia 2 in overtime. Artesia 8, Portales 1. Goddard 6, JV 1. Goddard 2, Artesia 1. In volleyball, Artesia beat Roswell 3-2. And Rio Rancho and Cleveland each swept Artesia 3-0. Tailgate info. October 14th versus Roswell. That's the Lions 27th annual. It's 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the Bulldog Boulevard by the auditorium. $10 buys you a hamburger, chips, drink, and dessert. I got mine from Perry Connor at Artesia Ford.
Good for you.
You know, and if I became a Lion, maybe I can sell the tickets.
That's true. That's true. I think it was Saturday morning we were driving down the street to go get the trailer to take it to the Red Dirt Black Gold Festival, and I think we got behind Perry's little classic car. He's got an old Ford little pickup truck thing that's pretty cool looking. So I think we were behind him because it said www.perryconnor.com or something like that on the the back of the car. That'd be a pretty good guess, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is very important.
Okay.
Be sure to check your voter registration before October the 11th, when early voting starts. Do this especially if you've moved or renewed a driver's license recently. Go to nmvote.org, scroll down to find my registration and election information, and fill out the form. It's simple, last name, first name, date of birth, and county. You'll see your registration information and districts. And if they're not correct, you can do an upgraded voter registration. Don't be like this guy that comes into the polling place on election day. Said, "Oh, you moved."
Yeah.
Oh, I moved. This is not my current address.
That's right.
Well, this is why you need to update your address.
Especially if you're, especially if you moved and you want to have an opportunity to vote for a specific candidate that you think is in your district or you think you're in their district.
Yep.
And the time to find out that that's not the case is not when you're standing there in front of the poll worker questioning your ballot. That's not the time to be having that conversation.
Nope. Do it now.
That's right.
And if you turn 18 between now and November the 8th, election day, you can register to vote. And we talked about the e-waste thing. Well, household hazardous waste is October the 8th. That's this coming Saturday at the beach area in Carlsbad. And they take e-waste.
Very good.
And I believe they take TVs as well. But don't quote me on it, but I think that's the case.
I think that's true, yeah.
This week in old-time radio history, October the 3rd, Gertrude Berg was born in 1898. October the 4th, Damon Runyon was born in 1880. The World Series is aired in its entirety for the first time in 1922.
Wow. 1922, huh?
1922, 100 years ago. October the 5th, Meet the Press premiered in 1945. Inner Sanctum had its finale in 1952. October 7th, Andy Devine was born in 1905, and I believe he played California Carlson. And on California Carlson and Hopalong Cassidy.
There you go.
California was Hopalong's sidekick.
Okay.
October the 8th, William N. Robeson was born in 1906. Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard were married in 1935. And The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet premiered in 1944. October the 9th, Norman Gottschalk was born in 1905.
Who is that?
I'm not sure. It's on my list.
There you go. Had something to do with radio, I guess.
Yep. Radio quotes, radio quotes for the week.
Okay.
Question: what did the football player say to the flight attendant? Answer: put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach. Who said that?
Kim Commando.
Kim Commando. Okay, I was going to say, I don't remember being a part of that conversation, but that's funny.
I thought it was, so that's why I wrote it down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Democratic monopoly is not delivery.
The Democrat monopoly is not delivery?
Delivering.
Oh, delivering. Okay. I was going to say, there's other people that do delivery.
Alexis Martinez Johnson.
Okay. She was on the radio with us.
Accountability only comes at the ballot box.
Well, that's true. Clay, Buck, Mark,
Yep,
Sean.
Clay and Buck.
Clay and Buck. Okay.
Kamala Harris says the border is secure. That's an outright lie.
She lies a lot. She says we have a long, great relationship with North Korea, you know.
Yeah.
She's an idiot. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. YouTube. That's an opinion, YouTube. That's an opinion. I know I'm not a mental scientist. I can't quantify that with actual data, but my goodness.
Alexis Martinez Johnson also said that.
Yeah, well, she's right.
Well, you know who else lies? Gruesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't waste any time watching the debate Friday night. I mean, they have it on a Friday night in New Mexico where you have high school football and you have thousands and thousands of people that might have an interest in watching or sitting in a football stadium watching kids play, watching kids and grandkids play. So I don't quite understand the scheduling other than it's a bad night for network television. And so that's why they scheduled it on a Friday night. That's where a lot of network TV shows go to die, is on Friday nights. So that's probably why they put it there.
Well, I only found out about that when my internet went back up.
Yeah.
But I did have internet in time to watch or listen to the Bulldogs beat Santa T 51-0.
Yep.
I did do that.
Very good.
Okay, here is the schedule. Would you like it?
Yeah, let's hear the schedule.
Now, and you got Kith and Ken there.
Well, I do, and I'm the box. They kind of shifted, so I'm touching these with my hands, but I'm trying not to make a big deal out of it because it looks like the pumpkin stuff has pumpkins and apples and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of this, and if you'll you may do the schedule for the upcoming week, if you would, please.
Today, Monday, October the 3rd, Eastern New Mexico State Fair through Saturday. Tuesday the 4th, the inaugural Lake Arthur varsity versus alumni volleyball game.
Inaugural? They've never done one before?
Nope, this is the first one.
Okay.
They say first annual, but that's not correct.
It hasn't happened yet, so it can't be the first annual. The first annual would be the second event.
Yeah, the second event is the second annual. When the first one has happened,
right?
Playing the second one.
Okay.
The second one is an annual event because it's they've already had the first one.
So the proper term would be the inaugural.
Or the first.
There you go. Okay.
So this is the first Lake Arthur volleyball game, varsity versus alumni.
Okay.
And the proceeds benefit cancer patients.
Okay.
JV and varsity boys soccer versus Portales, 4 and 6 p.m. JV and varsity volleyball versus Ruidoso, 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30. Junior high 8th grade orange football at Carlsbad, 4 o'clock.
Right.
Junior high 9th grade orange volleyball versus Goddard, 4:30 p.m. 9th grade white volleyball at Roswell, 4:30 p.m. Thursday the 6th, Lake Arthur volleyball at Dora, 4:30 and 5:30. Middle school first, then high school. JV and varsity girls soccer versus Lovington, 4 and 6. JV and varsity volleyball versus Hobbs, 5:30 and 6:30. JVB football at Clovis, 4:30. Junior high 9th grade orange football at Roswell, 4 p.m. Zia football game at the Bowl, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
At the Bowl, huh?
At the Bowl. That's the big one. Friday the 7th, Bulldog football open date, Hermosa Spirit Run. Saturday the 8th, 9th grade white and orange volleyball border conference tournament at Clovis. Times to be announced. JV and varsity boys soccer versus Goddard, 12 and 2. Cross country at Ruidoso Invitational, 9 a.m. Junior high 8th grade white football at JAL, 10 a.m. And Monday the 10th, I'll be back. Now I'm in Fort Worth. I got one more day of driving, and I'll be home.
Does Fort Worth ever leave your mind?
Yeah, it does.
Isn't that how the lyrics go in the song?
Yep, it does. And
do all your exes live in Texas?
I know that song. I used to round dance to it. All my exes live in Texas.
Are you going through the Big D and you don't mean Dallas?
I did go through the Big D.
Dallas.
And it was Dallas.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, by the way, we got some beautiful pastries from Kith and Ken. We've got a cranberry orange scone, an apple spice scone, 2 apple cinnamon macaroons, a glorious morning muffin, and a triple chocolate muffin. And Barking Guy, you're back. You had frozen there for just a second there. But any of that sound special to you? Oh, now we can't hear you. I don't know if your microphone cut off or what. You might check your mic. See, it hasn't muted. There you are.
My mic is on.
There, I can hear you now. So, yeah, any of those sound good to you?
I like the scones, and the macaroons sound interesting, too.
Yeah, nice little silver dollar sized goodies there. Apple cinnamon macaroon. So we'll have to check those out at Kith and Ken. We'll see. I'm thinking the chocolate, the triple chocolate muffin, Lana's probably going to want that because she's never been a real big apple fan, you know. Mm-hmm. And I'll probably enjoy the apple spice scone, but that's only after Jeffrey and Tana and everybody else has dug into the box to get what they want. So anyway, we'll enjoy it on your behalf if that's okay.
Yep, and don't forget next Tuesday is the marching contest.
I know. we got to do that too. I keep thinking one of these days I'm going to take a half a day off. No. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen, Barking Guy. All right. Is there anything else we need to cover?
We got it all. Thanks for hosting me on Zoom. And next week I'll be back.
Looking forward to seeing you in studio, Barking Guy.
In the studio.
All right. Well, send us off.
Okay. Go Dogs. Arf!
See you next week.